Let's get to Utah, one of the primary contenders for Texas Tech in 2026. Went 11-2 a year ago, but a new head coach in Morgan Scalley. Let's see what the Utah Utes will be dealing with in 2026. Idaho, Arkansas, and Utah State, their non-conference games. They start on the road in Big 12 play with Iowa State on September 26th.
This is another team that, when you look at the schedule, I think the first part of the season is more beneficial to them than the challenging portion of the back half of the schedule. At Arizona and at TCU in November. Obviously, that's the hardest stretch on the calendar. But for Utah, just one road game until you get to October 17th. It's also massive. They get Dampier back and Bird Ficklin, who,
yes.
Oh, by the way, when Devin Dampier was injured, Bird Ficklin came in, ended up being Big 12 Offensive Player of the week that he started. So for Utah, I think we'll expect to see a very similar style approach that they had really the entire time you saw Kyle Whittingham as their head coach. Play good defense, run the football well, and having both of their key pieces at the quarterback spot is going to be massive for Utah. And like we just mentioned with Texas Tech, I think for this league, two of the favorites in Tech and Utah got two of the more favorable draws in terms of conference play this season.
Morgan Scalley was their defensive coordinator, been the head coach in waiting for about a decade now. So this is very much just kind of a passing of the torch. This is a continuation of the old guard for the Utah Utes, and nothing really should change for this team.
I think it is huge that Morgan Scalley was already within the program and had been there for coming up on 20 years in total, because the identity for Utah won't change. And going back to, again, the style, play good defense, ball control, don't turn the football over on offense, and run the football well. It's the reason it's so challenging to go to Utah and try to get out of there with a win. It's the same thing that I think they'll continue to carry that identity into this 2026 season. And I go back to, in this modern college football era where you have pieces move around constantly, and if you lose your quarterback, it's so challenging to replace them. The fact that they got two key pieces, not just one, and Dampier and Bird Ficklin both coming back, that's massive for Utah.
November 7th at home for Utah against BYU. When Morgan Scalley tried to address the crowd at a college basketball game in the last couple of weeks to kind of reintroduce himself to the fans, the BYU fans drowned him out. A little extra motivation for Morgan Scalley to send those BYU fans home unhappy come early November.